have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
One of our neighbors, I think they got a new dog. And when they leave, their dog just cries all night. And it's kind of the funniest thing ever, honestly. I like totally understand like how how these people feel, and I'm not even like opposed to it. Honestly, I can deal with that over like the bumping and jumping and like all of that stuff. Anyways, I was supposed to read this book a long time ago. One of my goals for 2022 is to read a book a month. I like hate to be like one of those people that be like addicted to stuff that's like hype. I am so hooked. I catch myself just reading like chapters and chapters and be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna read one more chapter. Like, I definitely think that this is a very entertaining book. Just the way that the story is told, I think is really interesting, and I really enjoy this. Still like a little stressed out, but I just took a break. Like, literally today was just kind of like a break. I didn't do anything, and I'm just feeling a little bit more together emotionally. But what I want to say, I'm really excited. So I have been very blessed. I don't know, it was a while ago. Small like make homemade jewelry, and she just like reached out to me and she was like, hey, is your address still the same? I want to send you some pieces. And I was just like, that is so nice. And I just really appreciate like someone who, like, you know, like technically she's a stranger, and like just to make me feel better about like going through this, and like this was something that she could do. And then on top of that, one of like my friends like I went to school with in like middle school, and I guess she makes like wigs, and she reached out to me. I make wigs and I want to send you a wig. And it was just like really nice. Like, you know, like people who, I don't know, those are the things that I'm like grateful for. And I mean, I'm grateful for everybody. Actually, like people who like pray for me. When people just like reach out of the kindness of their hearts and like make things easier, that's nice. I have an appointment with a neurologist on Monday. One, I don't want to do it, but I guess I have to. And I don't know if I talked about this in another video. When I had surgery, like maybe 2 or 3 days after my surgery, I fell. So I was walking down the hall, and on the way back I fell and I kind of hit my head. And yeah, it was just kind of like one of those moments where I don't know, and I couldn't pick myself back up. Like, I didn't have the strength in my legs or my arms or anything to pick myself up. And then I had left my cell phone and Quan had took the dog for the walk. So I'm literally just in the hallway, hopeless, like extremely hopeless, just hoping for somebody, hoping for him to be like, yo, she's been outside for a long time. Anyway, Steve never came. Some lady was coming home, and grateful she was. She saw me and she helped me walk back to my apartment. My niece went out on me about the time I got back to the apartment, and that's when it like all started. So for like the next couple of days, I wasn't able to walk. I wasn't able to lift myself up and sit like how I'm sitting now. I was just like it just felt like dead weight. And honestly, it was probably the most emotional time I ever experienced, because it felt like my body was giving up on me, and I didn't like that. So after like a day or two, I called my doctor, and they're just like, yeah, you know, that doesn't really seem like a symptom from your surgery. Like, I had freaking surgery on my arms. Why is my legs going out? So they told me that I needed to go to the emergency because, you know, it's not normal. So I go to the emergency. I get there at like 2:30 in the afternoon, and I don't leave till 2 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, I finally get a room, and they run all these tests. So they check to make sure like my port, the exam was fine. I get 3 MRIs. I get a CT scan. All during this night, like they take blood work, and they really can't see anything wrong. So yeah, afterwards I go home. And maybe like within like the next day or so, I finally was able to stand up on my own. I was finally able to walk on my own. But my doctor said that he think that it was a symptom to my cancer, like a rare like side effect that like my nervous system is producing antibodies and causing my muscles to be weak. So he recommended that I go to a neurologist to check that out. That was back in, like I said, November, and here it is, January. So I had that appointment finally on Monday, and I really don't know what it is. I really just hope I don't have to do another MRI or CT scan, because I'm just kind of tired of those, but we will see. I will keep you guys updated on that. I haven't had any like weirdness yet or since then. Like, I haven't fell, I can walk, I can move my body, but yeah, that's me, my life. But yeah, moral of the story, I enjoy this book. I got this stupid hat on. I've been wearing it all day because it snowed in Charlotte, which is kind of crazy. So the first time that I got up and I went outside, I put this hat on because it's like a winter hat, and I was like, it's warm. I haven't really been recording, and I think it's mainly just because I felt like I just was overwhelmed and burnt out trying to like keep up with like a schedule and be consistent. And I told myself that this weekend I was gonna like edit and get back on track and stuff like that, but I really just needed to take a break because, again, like, I felt like I was just overwhelmed. I was mentally just like not there, and I was like giving myself headaches and things like that. I was supposed to have an appointment tomorrow with the neurologist. The appointment was canceled because it snowed, which is okay because I wanted it to be canceled anyway. Again, I didn't really record none this weekend, and because this is my off week and I don't see myself doing too much now since I'm not going to the doctor, because I was going to talk about that, I don't think that I'm going to record that much this week because I don't know, like, I just felt like I need a break. Like, just mentally give myself. I haven't even really been posting that much on social media. I haven't been like responding to people through text messages. I do know that Mercury is in retrograde, and it's so funny because I read like some of the posts and they were talking about like how Sagittarius is like, they're just gonna vanish. Like, that's just how I feel. Like, I feel like I just don't want to be bothered with anybody. I don't want to talk on the phone. I don't want to be in people's face. I kind of just want to be by myself. And again, like, it just felt like it was just like overwhelming, and I need to look up how long retrograde lasts because I don't want to feel like this forever. I feel like I'm getting more acclimated with my short hair, even though I'm going to shave it more. That's the plan. I'm going to shave it all off. Today is Saturday, January. Wow. Crazy, it's January 22nd. Like, we're almost through the whole month of January. Anyways, I wanted to talk about this book. So I think I told you guys that I'm going to do one book, read at least one book a month, and I am literally almost finished with this book. I probably was supposed to finish it yesterday, but I decided to stop and watch TV. I think I'm going to give this like a good 9 out of 10 stars because, yo, I think the way the book is written, it makes you want to like continue reading it. Like, I'm just like, wow, like, okay, what happened next? What happened next? I tried to like break it down per like husband, like, okay, well, I'll just read this section today. And then sometimes I'll be like, okay, no, I read through 1.5 husbands, and I'm like, I've just been reading for 2 hours. I need to like do something else with my life. But it was just so good. I am not going to spoil the book because obviously I'm not that type of person, but I was so happy when I kind of figured out why Evelyn wanted Monica to write her book. I was like, once it like clicked to me, I was like, yep, I know that's about to happen. I know she's about to tell her. I was like, I couldn't decide if I was mad or like happy that I figured out. I was kind of happy I figured out, but I was more mad because I was like, damn, they could have did something better. The next book that I'm going to read is the Emily Ratajkowski, this one. So I'm going to read this one next. I know I am such a like trendy person. I just read what everybody else is reading. But that's mainly because it's kind of hard to like know what's a good book and what's not a good book. So this is what I'm going to be reading next. But yeah, no, I am enjoying reading. It's just like one of those things where I can just get into it and like have like a total peaceful moments like to myself. And at first I was reading like self-motivation books, which is fine. Like, I do enjoy those, like Atomic Habit. I love that book. But I don't know, kind of like right now it's like I'm getting outside of my head and like my everyday life. So that's why I'm kind of like in like fiction, just like being in the eyes or the mind of like a character outside of cancer. So I was awarded money for a grant, which I'm so grateful for and I'm so happy for, because it's going to help out a lot. So again, like for people who are going through chemo, you know, ask about those like programs out there, because this is going to help me like not be so much in debt once I'm out of this, and I'm like so appreciative of that. That's for today. Let's finish reading this book and let's get our life going. I just finished reading, officially done, and I realized that I hate endings. I really do, because I feel like I always want more. And it's not that I didn't get enough from the book, it's just that I feel like I get invested and I don't want it to be over. I don't know. That's how I feel. I hate it. But it was a really good book. I like it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I just want more now.